All right. Hey, what's going on, Team Legal Shield of North Carolina? Bill Geither here. I did the business briefing in Charlotte last night, and we had a great turnout. Lots of guests in the room. Seems like everybody was signing up, and did a training afterwards. And Mr. Muhammad asked me to see if I couldn't, put the training in words or writing for people. And I told him I would get it posted up in the Team Legal Shield of North Carolina Facebook group. And I just thought this morning, instead of typing it all out, I would just do a quick little video for you, just to go through that training, and that way it would just be in the group for anybody that wanted to reference it down the road. So, we really want to try and teach people, how to go out and do the exposure process and the recruiting process without it being, you hunting somebody and them running away from, you trying to prospect them, and really just making it where you're feeling defeated when people say no and stuff like that. So there certainly is a very systematic way that we can ease the pain of rejection. And the key to it is to understand that we're not out selling any memberships. We're not out selling the opportunity. I asked people last night, what are we selling in the world of Legal Shield? And, I got all kinds of answers. We're selling equal access. We're selling hope. We're selling freedom. And all those answers are good. But the reality is what we're selling in the world of Legal Shield is the importance of getting a presentation. Okay, so let me say that again. What we're selling in the world of Legal Shield is the importance of getting the presentation. And if you will attack the marketplace and approach your business from that perspective, it's going to ease the pain of your business in a big way, because now you're not worrying about the results. And see, that's the problem, is people go out worried about the results. They're trying to get the results. They go out and they're talking to somebody about the membership. And when somebody, says no, they take that personal, that result, because they were looking for a yes. And then when they say no, it takes the wind out of your sails. So you have to quit worrying about the results and start focusing on the activities. And the most important activity that we have is the activity of doing a presentation. And it's important that people get the presentation for a number of reasons. Number one is every presentation that you do is going to be money in the bank. It's either now or later, but it's going to be money in the bank for you. Okay, people are going to buy when they see it, or they're going to buy when they need it. The other part of the importance of doing the presentation is if somebody has a solid understanding of what you're doing because you properly presented it to them, even if they don't buy, they now have enough knowledge to refer people to you. So when their neighbor or coworker or whatever comes to them and says, hey, I had this going on, I got that going on, do you know anybody that has an affordable attorney, or do you know an affordable attorney? They have enough knowledge to say, yes, I do know an attorney, and you should talk to my friend Bill. He might be able to help you out. So, it really is just about doing the presentation, establishing yourself in your circle and your circles of being the Legal Shield guy or the Legal Shield lady. So I'm going to take you all the way from the prospecting aspect out in the marketplace, all the way through a system that's just going to help you, bring people through a system that really is going to put people into your business. So, in the marketplace, my favorite prospecting tool is a business card. Okay, I use this business card to prospect more than anything. They're cheap. You can give out, my goal is to give out 1,000 business cards every 90 days, which is about 12 a day. 12 a day is always what I'm trying to give out. And real simple, and this is just some verbiage. Everything I'm going to give you today is verbiage that I encourage you to learn if you want to make sure that you're getting the same results that I'm getting. You can put your own flavor on it, but you want to basically say the same kind of thing. So in the marketplace, if I'm talking with somebody and we're having any conversation or whatever, or any opportunity, I just want to say, hey, is it okay if I give you my business card? And I'm going to just tell you guys right now, the answer to that question will always be yes. Always be yes. Okay, they're always going to say, sure, you can give me your business card. And here's what you want to say after that. You hand them the business card and you say, look, I'm the local Legal Shield guy or the local Legal Shield lady. If you know anybody that could use any legal help or is looking for any part-time or full-time work, would you send them my way? Okay, I'm the local Legal Shield guy. And if you know anybody that's looking for any legal assistance or looking for any part-time or full-time work, would you send them my way? And here's what's going to happen. 50% of the time, they're going to take your card and they're going to say, sure. And they're going to put the card in their pocket, and that's going to be the end of the conversation. And that's okay. I mean, that's fine, because now they have your card and they know that you're the local Legal Shield guy or the local Legal Shield lady. The other 50% of the time, they're going to inquire at some point. Okay, they're going to say, well, what kind of work do you do? Or, what kind of legal help do you provide? Or it's going to generate a conversation. And at that point, you don't want to get into a conversation. I mean, you might have your little 30-second elevator pitch. But at that point, what you want to do is you want to collect contact information and be able to send them some information. Now, with our prospect app, that becomes very easy these days. You can just, give them in the prospect app and send them some information. But that's how I prospect. That's how I meet people. I do that 12 times a day. I usually end up, adding, 5 to 7 people to my list every single day just by giving out a business card. So hopefully that helps you with the prospecting. Now, the training that I did last night was about, once we send some people information, what do we do at that point? Well, the reality of when we follow up, a lot of times we shoot ourselves in the foot, okay? I don't know if you've ever had a situation where, you sent somebody a link to look at, or gave them a DVD or a magazine or whatever. And now all of a sudden you call them back, the next day, as they told you, they'll look at the video or they'll look at the DVD. And if they do that, then when you call them back, a lot of times, you'll say something like, hey, this is Bill. I just, wanted to give you a call. We met yesterday. I gave you that link and you said you were going to look at it and just wondering if you had a chance to look at it. And almost, 80% of the time, the answer to that question is going to be no. And the reality is when you put them in a corner like that and you put them on the spot like that, you send them the information, they told you were going to look at it, and then you call them and say, hey, did you have a chance to look at it? Then they're gonna say no, and then their wall of defense is going to go up, and they're going to start giving you all the reasons why they didn't. So, my kid was busy, or my husband had this going on, or I just didn't get a chance to look at it. So they go on the defense right away. So then what happens is we say something like, well, look, I understand, could you watch it tonight? And they'll say, yeah, I'll watch it tonight. And you say, great, I'll call you tomorrow. And then you call them tomorrow, and you're lucky if they even answer the phone at that point, because now they don't want to take your call because they still didn't look at it, and they are embarrassed to even talk to you. Okay. So the first thing I want to teach you, and the first thing that I've learned, is that you just need to let them off the hook right away. So when you call and follow up with somebody that you've sent a link to, or you gave a DVD to, or a magazine or whatever, instead of saying, hey, did you have a chance to look at that? Just know that the reality is they probably haven't. So go ahead and let them off the hook. So I would say something like, hey, this is Bill. I sent you that link yesterday. Listen, I know you probably haven't had a chance to look at that information yet. Now, what's really funny is if they had looked at it, they'll correct you. They'll say, well, actually, I did have a chance to look at that information, and I really enjoyed this, or whatever. But most of the time, they haven't had a chance to look at the information yet. So they're going to say, no, I haven't had a chance to look at the information yet. And they're not going to have that wall of defense up because you said, hey, look, I know you probably haven't had a chance to look at it, and you guys can kind of laugh it off. So what do you do from there? And here's what I recommend that you do at that point is you say something like, well, listen, I know you haven't had a chance to look at that information yet. And they're going to say, no, I haven't. I've been busy, blah, blah, blah. So I understand, I'm busy too. Everybody's busy. But do you have 10 minutes right now? Do you have 10 minutes right now? And if they say yes, what you want to do is you want to move them to a sizzle call. All right, a sizzle call is a pre-recorded message on the telephone. So if they say yes, then you say, look, do you have 10 minutes right now? Sure, yeah, I got 10 minutes right now. Then here's what I would like to do. I have a little piece of information that we can listen to together here on the telephone that, I'd like to listen to that with you. It'll give you some, foundational information, and then we can talk right afterwards and see where we want to go from there. Is that okay? And they're probably going to say yes. All right, so you flash over, you go to the sizzle call, and, as soon as you connect the two together, I'll usually say, hey, Rick, are you, on the line with me? And if Rick's on the line, he's going to say, yeah. I'm like, okay, great. And then the message will start to play. And after it's over, it'll disconnect, or you disconnect it. And then you're going to ask these questions. These are very specific questions that I want to give you guys. Okay, the first question is hey, are you still with me? Right. So if I have Rick on the line, I'm going to say, hey, Rick, are you still with me? Well, if Rick's on the line, what's Rick going to say? He's going to say, yeah, I'm still here. And then you're going to say, okay, were you able to hear that okay? And he's likely going to say, yeah, I was able to hear that just fine. And then I'm going to ask him, so what do you like best about what you heard so far? Now, guys, those two words right there, so far, that is a key thing for you to say. Why? Because it implies that there's more to come. That means that they don't have to think that, oh, I got to make a decision based on this little 4 minutes of information, right? So what do you like best about what you heard so far? And they're going to say, I like the money, or I like the opportunity, or I like the membership. They're going to tell you what it's something that they liked. And whatever it is that they like, you just agree. Just say, hey, that's one of the things I like best too. And you're not lying, because if they say they like the membership, I'm assuming you're an associate, you probably like the membership. If they say, hey, I like the money, I'm pretty sure you probably like the money. So you're not lying to anybody. You're just agreeing with everybody, whatever they say they like best. And then you say to them, okay, so does it interest you enough that you'd like to get some more information? And they're likely going to say yes again. Now, at this point, this is where you set up the three-way call. And guys, let me just tell you, if there's ever a cookie cutter or a silver bullet to our business, it's the three-way call, right? No three ways, no paydays. You have to be doing the three-way calls. So, and I have a lot of people, and myself personally, that had a hard time getting to that three-way call, right? How do you get to the three-way call? Some people say, well, let me introduce you to my executive director, or let me introduce you to my business partner. Let me see if I can get, my platinum on the line, or whatever you want to say. And I'll bet you've probably experienced some pushback from your prospects when you say stuff like that. I know I have. People are like, oh, I don't want to talk to somebody else. See, when you say stuff like that, people think you're bringing in the closer, right? They're like, oh, he's going to bring in the closer. They're going to close me. I don't want to be closed, right? Nobody likes to be sold, but everybody loves to buy. So how do you get to the three-way call without it being a push thing and not getting any pushback? And I'm going to give it to you right here. Okay, so I say to Rick, hey, Rick, does it interest you enough that you'd like to get some more information? Rick says, yeah, I would like to look further into this. And I'm going to say this. Great, hang on 1 second, and I'm going to grab one of my directors, and we're going to find something that fits into your schedule. Okay, great, hang on 1 second. I'm going to grab one of my directors, and we're going to find something that fits into your schedule. So see, now it doesn't look like I'm reaching out to the closer. Now it looks like I'm just reaching out to somebody else to get information to help that person get some more information. So it's a different ball game. And if you say that to them, I will tell you, you will never miss another three-way call. It's going to happen every single time. All right. So there's some psychology in everything that I just gave you. Okay. So think about this with me. If I have Rick, and Rick is one of my prospects, I called him up and I said, hey, listen, I know you haven't had a chance to, look at that information. Rick says, no, I haven't. I've been busy. I said, look, I understand. So now I'm on their side. I'm not pushing them. They like me a little bit better because of that. And I said, do you have 10 minutes right now? And Rick will probably say yes. Okay. One time Rick says yes. Now listen, if somebody says, no, I really don't have 10 minutes right now, then just ask them, well, when do you have 10 minutes? Because I'd really like to just call you back and talk to you for about 10 minutes. But, let's assume that Rick says yes. He says, yes, I have 10 minutes right now. So he said yes one time. And I say, well, look, I'd really like to, I have this little piece of information that I'd like to listen to with you right here on the phone. It's about 4.5 minutes. Would that be okay? Rick's going to say yes. That's twice now. He said yes. Okay. I'm going to flash over. I'm going to dial up the three-way call, which, by the way, if you want the phone number for the Sizzle call that I use, it's 704-830-1635. Once again, 704-830-1635. And it's option 1. It's about 4.5 minutes. And at the end of that Sizzle call, you'll like this. At the end of that Sizzle call, it actually disconnects itself. So if you have an issue with your phone having something else three-wayed in and then you can't disconnect one line, this call disconnects itself and opens up your line so you can do the three-way call afterwards. So, I said to Rick, do you have 10 minutes now? He said yes. I said, I'd like to listen to some information with you. It's about 4.5 minutes right here on the phone. Is that okay? He said yes. So I flash over and I dial up the Sizzle call and I merge them together and I check and make sure that Rick's on the line. I'm like, hey, Rick, are you there? He's like, yep. I'm like, okay. So that's 3 times now. He said yes. We listen to the Sizzle call together. After it's over and it disconnects and says goodbye, then you just say, hey, Rick, are you still with me? If he's on the line, he's going to say yes. Okay, so that's 4 times. And I'm going to say, okay, so were you able to hear that okay? He's going to say yes. And I'm going to say, great, what do you like best about what you heard so far? He's going to tell me something positive. And I'm going to agree with whatever it is. And then I'm going to say, well, does it interest you enough that you'd like to get some more information? Rick's going to say yes. Okay, so in that little window of time, in that 5 or 7 minutes that we were together, I've gotten Rick to say yes 7 different times. Now, why is that important? Because if you get your prospect saying yes, 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 all the way through, the exposure process, when you say to them, hey, are you ready to get started? They're probably going to say yes. When you say, hey, you want to go ahead and get your membership? They're probably going to say yes. And I did this little exercise with the group last night, and you can leave a comment here if you do this with me. I'll give you a minute to do it. But here's what I want you to do right now, and I'll stop and let you do it for a second. I want you to say the word pop, like soda pop, P-O-P, the word pop. I want you to say the word pop 10 times as fast as you can say it, right? Pop, 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 pop. Okay, what do you do when you come to a green light? Somebody just said stop. I don't know who, because I can't hear you because I'm just doing this video. But if you said stop when I just asked you that question, go ahead and comment. You know, why is it? Because that's the way the human mind works, right? And if you get somebody going yes, 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 all the way through the exposure process, then it's going to, you know, say they're probably going to say yes when you ask them, are you ready to get started, or do you want to go ahead and get your membership or stuff like that. So I really hope that you know, you guys will take this that I'm giving you. You'll try it out. You'll go out there and do what I just told you, and just start putting people through the pipeline, because you know the key to our business is to just put as many people in the pipeline as you possibly can. It's like putting cotton balls in a tube. I've done this training before, but you know, if you have a tube about 12 inches long and you're putting cotton balls in it, you know, in one side, you know, the only way you can get them to come out the other side is if you continue to put cotton balls in. So with us, it's 10 in play. If you have you know, 10 people in play in the exposure process at any given point, that's when you're going to start seeing massive results. So if you only got 3 or 4 in play right now, the key is to go out and get, you know, 6 or 7 more and get them in play. Because as soon as you get 10 in play, you're going to start getting people coming out the other end. And every time you get somebody that comes out the other end and they sign up, you have to replace them and put another one in play. So, you know, that's the process, you know, all the way from, you know, prospecting them out in the marketplace. You just give them a business card. Hey, I'm the local Legal Shield guy. If you know anybody that's, you know, looking for any legal assistance or any part-time or full-time work, would you send them my way? If they inquire, collect their contact information, get them some information, follow up with them, let them off the hook. Hey, I know you probably haven't had a chance to look at that, you know, and then they say no. Say, look, do you have 10 minutes right now? Yes, I do. I'd like to listen to a little bit of information with you. It's about 4.5 minutes, and then we can talk about what we heard. Is that okay? They're probably going to say yes. You put flash over 704-830-1635. Option 1, you merge them together. Hey, Rick, are you with me? Yeah, I'm here. Okay, great. We listen to it together. When it's over, hey, are you still with me, Rick? Yes. Were you able to hear that okay? Yes. Great. What do you like best about what you heard so far? Oh, I like the money. That's one of the things I like too. So does it interest you enough that you'd like to get some more information? Yes, I would. Awesome. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to grab one of my directors and we're going to find something that fits into your schedule. And then you call and you get them on the phone with somebody else. And now it's your expert's job to move them to the next step in the exposure process. So that's it. I just wanted to give you guys all that. I hope you will take that and you will run with it, and you will go out and close your month out strong. Make sure you're in Performance Club. Take this information and get it to somebody else. Help them get in Performance Club. Help somebody get leveled up. But close out your January with a bang. Let's keep this momentum going. You deserve everything that you want out of life, you know, provided you go put in the activities to get it. So let's go get it, guys. If I can help you in any way, let me know. Everybody stay focused, feel good, and bye-bye for now.